Welcome back, everybody, to Let's Talk About Sleep. We got the book, Let's Talk About Sleep, which is on Amazon. We got the other book, The Story of Sleep, from A to Z, which is on Amazon. Story of Sleep just came out, so get your hands on that. And as I always say, these videos are for educational purposes only. And today, we are going to be talking about a really interesting topic, which you'll probably start hearing a lot more about, called non-sleep deep rest, or NSDR. I actually don't talk about this at all in my books, but maybe for my third book, if I ever get around to doing it, we'll talk about this. So, what is it? Well, if you look back in time, let's say, siestas, right? Other countries have siestas where people will take a break, right? Around lunchtime or so, they'll have their lunch or so, and then normally we have a dip in our circadian rhythm, which tells us it's time to rest. So other countries, they will have siesta where the town shuts down for an hour and people may take a little short nap and then get them ready for the rest of the day. In this day and age, you know, people still do that. If you have the ability to do that at work, or if you're working from home and you have the luxury of doing that, that's great, especially if you can take a short nap. But there's this new thing which has come out called NSDR, which is where people will go, essentially put themselves in a position where they would be taking a nap. And by that I mean a dark room, a quiet environment. But instead of falling asleep, it's like they put their brain into the state where it's like resting but not asleep. Deep rest, non-sleep, okay? And the best way to kind of describe it, it's almost like a meditation or a trance that you're putting yourself in. Now, what separates this, though, is that you're not letting yourself get to sleep. You're not allowing that takeover of sleep to occur. You're kind of just resting intentionally without sleeping, okay? And why are people talking about this? Because it's been hyped up by Andrew Huberman, you probably know from the Huberman Lab, and Chris Winter, who's another sleep specialist, MD sleep specialist. And these folks they purport this to allow the body or the brain or the mind to control the rest, if that makes any sense. Meaning that, you know, when you go to sleep, it's not really under control, right? You lay down, if sleep overtakes you and you're lucky enough to have that, then you sleep, right? With this, though, your brain is not allowing that process to happen. It's more like it's under your control. And by doing this, and you know, maybe using a weighted blanket or having lavender fragrance, or having a white noise, you know, going in the background, having that environment going while, you know, you yourself are not allowing yourself to sleep, but instead deeply resting, that's been thought, I should say, to really get a supercharge out of the brain. Okay, and the rest that comes from this can get you energy to go about the rest of the day, can help you to focus. Apparently, there's some data showing that it improves brain plasticity. But again, you're not sleeping, okay? And how this works, why it works, I mean, it's kind of like a form of meditation. That's the best way I can describe it. It's meditation where you're resting but not sleeping, okay? And it's intentional. There have been times where I've tried this out. It does seem to work. You know, the problem with all this kind of stuff, though, is that, you know, what do you separate it out? You know, if you're going to do this, right, and you end up falling asleep and the sleep ends up lasting longer than you wanted to, that's probably going to work against you, right? Especially if you get to a place where you're exhausted in doing this. You know, it may not work out for you. But for those apparently who do it and do it right, it can be very, very helpful. I don't really have much to say on this because it's one of those things you kind of have to experience for yourself. So think of it this way. If you want to try this out, make sure you take a good half an hour or so. You won't be disturbed. Dim the lights. Lay back in your chair or lay flat on a surface. Close your eyes and meditate. I have a video on this channel about how to do that, about how to meditate. Maybe practice a breathing exercise or so. But don't let yourself go to sleep, okay? Set an alarm on your phone for maybe 20 minutes or so and see what happens. See how you do it. If it's something where you find, oh, geez, I'm falling asleep, then, either you probably need more sleep at night or this is just not for you. But if you feel you can do this and you feel recharged afterwards, then go for it. My whole thinking with this kind of stuff is if it doesn't hurt, but it may help, go for it. Worth a try. Okay, but like most things that come out that are the new fad, it's not for everybody. So that's why I say give it a try. All right. So if there's any questions on this, I know this is kind of a hot topic right now, but if there's any questions on this, feel free to reach out on the comment section down below, and yeah, we'll see what everybody else says. So thank you for everybody who is subscribed. Please keep the subscriptions coming. Got to keep this channel growing, and please share this with your friends and family. And until next time, sleep well.